Good morning to Madam Isani and all of my friends. My name is Mr. Gudong Jr. from course DK1. Today, I want to present about oil and gas industry. And this is my content about oil and gas industry. First, we got the introduction of the oil and gas industry. Second, upstream. Third, midstream. And fourth, downstream. And the last one is oil and gas companies. And now, let's go to the introduction about oil and gas industry. What is oil and gas industry? Oil and natural gas are major industry in the energy market and play an influential in role the global economy as the world primary fuel source. The process and system involved in producing and distributing oil and gas are highly complex, capital intensive, and require state-of-the-art technology. Historically, natural gas has been linked to oil mainly because of the production, process, or upstream side of the business. For much of the history of the industry, natural gas was viewed as a nuisance and even today is flare in large quantities in some parts of the world, including the United States. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Upstream. The upstream segment of the oil and gas industry contain exploration activities, which is include creating geological survey and obtaining land right and production activities, which is include of onshore and offshore drilling. Crude oil is categorized using two categories. First category is density and the second category is sulfur content. Oil and gas exploration encompass the process and method involved in locating potential site for oil and gas drilling and extraction. Early oil and gas explorer relied upon surface science like natural oil, seep, but developed in science and technology have made oil and gas exploration more efficient. Geological survey are conducted using various means, from testing subsoil for onshore exploration to using seismic imaging for offshore exploration. Energy companies compete for access to mineral rights granted by government by either entering a concession agreement, meaning any discover oil and gas are the property of the producer, or a production sharing agreement where the government retain ownership and participation right. Exploration is higher risk and expensive, involving primarily corporate fund. The cost of an unsuccessful exploration, such as one that consists of seismic studies and drilling a dry well, can cost $5 million to $20 million per exploration site, and in some cases, much more. However, when an exploration site is successful and oil and gas extraction in productive, exploration costs are recovered and are significantly less in comparison to other production costs. Now, we go to the third slide. Midstream. The midstream sector covers transportation, storage and trading of crude oil, natural gas, and refined product. In its unrefined state, crude oil is transported by two primary mode tanker, which is travel interregional water route, and pipeline, which is most of the oil move through for at least part of the route. Once the oil has been extracted and separated from natural gas, pipelines transport the product to another carrier or directly to a refinery. Petroleum product then travel from the refinery to market by tanker, truck, railroad, car, or more pipeline. Tanker deliver petroleum by transporting oil and refined product from other countries to the US to make up the difference between domestic product and demand. Tanker also transport oil along the Gulf Coast. The Merchant Marine Act of 1920, also known as the Jones Act, heavily impact the transportation industry as it requires vessels that transport cargo from one US port to another US port must be built in the United States and majority owned and operated by United States citizen or permanent resident. Now we go to the number 4, downstream. The downstream sector cover refining and marketing. While refining is a complex process, the goal is straightforward: to take crude oil, which is virtually unsalable in its natural state, and transform it into petroleum product used for a variety of purposes such as heating home, fueling vehicle, and making petrochemical plastic. A number of processes are involved in refining depending on the one in product. Hydrotreating is used to remove unwanted elements such as sulfur and nitrogen from hydrocarbon, cracking break molecule into smaller fragments to produce gasoline and other lighter hydrocarbon. The last slide is oil and gas companies. This section covers researching past and present oil and gas companies, resource for starting a company in the oil and gas industry, and reference to top companies, energy companies nationally owned and privately owned are some of the biggest companies that have ever exist in the world. Many of them are well known. Exxon in US, Chevron in US, Saudi Aramco in Saudi Arabia, and Total in France. Additionally, companies that use oil and natural gas like autos, electric provider, and airline are also among the most well-known and largest companies. The oil and gas industry is frequently divided into 3 segments: upstream, midstream, and downstream, while each of these areas has a number in independent companies. Major companies in oil and gas are often considered integrated, meaning their business consists of a mix of upstream, midstream, and downstream activities. Company can be private, public, or state-owned, which is impact the amount of information available. That's all from me. Thank you for listening my presentation. Bye bye.